challenge that everyone is facing, especially students, is education. According to the Vice President of Sudan, Malik Agar, on Sudan TV, 13,000 students who barely made it to Chad have been denied the opportunity to take their high school exam. Imagine you're almost done with your high school and you only have to take one exam, and then all of a sudden things happen. Like COVID came out of nowhere, and let's just say COVID was terrible to the point that we had to leave the country. And you go to the neighboring country or the neighboring state and they're like, no, you cannot take the exam, you cannot go to high school here. So yeah, that's what is happening to a lot of our students. 13,000 people that could have made it to colleges don't have the opportunity to actually go. Another one that we have is Dr. Tayyib Ali, president of Al Janena University, reported that out of 17,000 students, 9,000 managed to reach Chad. Unfortunately, most of them face an uncertain academic future. Despite the presence of 21 refugee camps in Chad with 21 high schools, which graduate at least 2,000 students each year, less than 1% of those graduates are admitted to universities due to the lack of funding and extreme poverty and shortage of universities in Chad. On January 28, 2025, all high schools and refugee camps in eastern Chad were closed due to Chadian government intervention and lack of funding. Despite of that, government put obstacles on private education centers. Education is a major challenge for Masalit children in refugee camps due to overcrowding, limited sources, and lack of qualified teachers. Many children do not have the access to school or are unable to complete their education. This lack of education hinders the long-term perspective of the Masalit community, limiting their future opportunities and the further perpetuating cycle of poverty and displacement. The struggles of the Masalit or refugee camps in Chad, healthcare. So, as we said, healthcare is terrible. Access to healthcare in refugee camps is limited. Medical facilities are often underfunded and understaffed, and essential medication and supplies are short. This makes it difficult for refugees to receive the care they need for common illness, chronic conditions, or injuries. There are 3,000 injured individuals, some in critical conditions, who are unable to receive proper medication treatment, especially those requiring surgery due to a lack of healthcare facilities. Which one is that?
It's the same. It's the
Oh,
same one.
yeah. Actually, we're on the missing people and detainees. According to the Jazur organization based in Adre is in Chad, 2,653 individuals, including children, women, seniors, and men, are currently missing. Current challenges that people are facing are lack of justice for the victims, ongoing brutal attacks and displacement, weak international response, and neglect in global discussion. Other challenges in Chad are overcrowding and insufficient resources. Chad or refugee camps in Chad are often overcrowded due to the high numbers of displaced people, including the Masalit community. This overcrowding makes it difficult to maintain adequate living conditions. With the overcrowding numbers of refugees, essential resources like food, clean water, sanitation, and healthcare are in short supplies. This lack of resources increases the risk of malnutrition, disease outbreak, and poor hygiene. Another problem is lack of adequate shelter and poor living conditions. Many refugee camps lack adequate shelters, forcing people to live in flimsy tents or makeshift structures. Those shelters offer minimal protection from harsh weather conditions such as extreme heat, rain, sandstorms, and etc. Another problem is food insecurities and malnutrition. Refugees in Chad, including the Masalit people and other ethnic groups, often face chronic food shortages. The camp food rotation are insufficient to meet the nutrition needs of the large number of population. So there's so many people the food is so little. And sometimes people are not even able to get